Welcome everyone, I'm at the Hero, today joined by Pink, and this is the Shotgun Mat Lounge episode 259.
What a
Yes,
dumb number.
yes. So Pink,
Yes.
anything coming out on your channel?
Yes. Depending on when this goes up, I believe it's Sunday, but it could be Monday that I'll have more of the Fallout 3 coming out. And then over the course of the next week, I'll also be having probably lots of Dead by Daylight content coming out since they've got their winter event going, and I'm going to be trying to play a lot of that. So, yeah, it should just be Fallout 3 and Dead by Daylight coming out.
Alright. Well, as for me, uh, stuff. I've delayed live, or at least videos anyway, until next year.
All right.
The one video I'm working on still needs to be rewritten because I didn't feel like writing in the
Yeah,
past
yeah.
month. So I'll have to do that. Then I'll have to start working on two others to make sure that I actually have time to work on videos.
Sure.
That's why I'll just take a break. Well, take a break, quote unquote, as in not upload anything while I work on a really long video. Because I thought about making a video that would be longer in nature, but that would require stuff and things, and I'm not sure I'm quite at stuff and things just yet. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's that. Uh, I still need to finalize some of the stuff for streaming, so that's also waiting until next year probably.
All right.
And yeah, that's it. Then as for the group channel, I'm checking. Well, we definitely have Katamari. I can tell you that.
Very nice.
Then coming out today, when this is coming out, is also FGA, which was delayed.
Ah,
So you get two podcasts for the day of one.
very nice.
And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's as far as I can see. We'll see if something else is available. Then it will probably come out on. Wait, no, Katamari is not on Monday. Katamari is Friday, I think. I don't remember. In which,
Someday.
yeah, whatever. Either which way, we do anything else that can be uploaded. That I've already edited. That's also a thing. Then that will come out. Oh yeah, the Game Awards. I will also edit that sometime this week, and it will come out probably somewhere close to the end of the week. So that
Yeah. Awesome.
and that's it for the channels. So Pink, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Let's see. Let's see. Obviously, and you did this with me a little bit. We played Rainbow Six Siege this week.
Yeah,
After like 5 years away, we came back. We did some recording of the Rainbow Six. It was fun. I liked it. The new season dropped on last Tuesday, I want to say. It was either this last Tuesday or the Tuesday before that. It was very recent though.
yeah.
And the operator Solus came out with the new season. And Solus had been leaked like a whole freaking year ago. And I was hyped, yo. This was the first operator since a long ass time where I liked everything about it, from the physical design to the abilities they were slapping on top of her, and most importantly, the loadout. Because she's rocking the P90, which is a gun that, until Solus had dropped, was exclusive to the GIGN operators Rook and Doc. But they also have the MP5, which I believe, statistically speaking, is just a straight up better option 99% of the time. But the P90 is a very fun gun to use. It's got decent recoil on it, but it's not unmanageable. And it's got a super high fire rate, which I really enjoy. So it's one of those, doesn't deal a lot of damage, but has a super high fire rate, so the damage per second is amazing. And I was very, very happy to have that gun on a new operator that would actually be able to utilize it, because you don't often have much reason to run the P90 on Doc or Rook.
Yeah.
So to give it to an operator who can actually use it to its fullest potential is very exciting. And that's actually one of the big reasons why a lot of people say that they don't like that Rainbow Six isn't introducing new guns for every operator that they've been dropping, but they have already such a large variety. I'd rather they drop the new gun aspects and just recycle it more. I appreciate that they're recycling the guns. It's probably not a decision that they want, but I appreciate that we're getting tons of operators nowadays who are able to recycle guns that don't get a lot of love on the ops they started on. So those guns kind of have a new lease on life when they're put into the hands of a new operator. So I think that's exciting, especially when there's a gun that just feels good to use, like the P90, that doesn't get a lot of love, but then you slap it on a new operator and it's their quote unquote standard, and it just feels nice and feels right. I'm very appreciative toward it.
Yeah.
And then the gadget she has is the kind of defense IQ, where she can spot electronic gadgets through walls when she has her visor active, and that's really fun to use. Unfortunately, if your team that you're facing is kind of brain dead and doesn't drone a whole lot, then you're not gonna really get any use out of Solus's ability. But aside from that, I would rank this operator 5 whole stars out of 4, because it's been a long time since we've had an op that kind of feels like they fit the initial theme of Rainbow Six.
Are you saying
We've
that
gone,
Fortnite man doesn't fit?
yeah, Fortnite Man and Iana. Those, that's when Rainbow went off the rails. Those guys suck ass. I hope they die. But we finally hit a point. Well, we finally have an operator. I don't know if it's going to continue going the way it is, but we finally have an operator after several seasons where it feels like a Rainbow Six op and not Ubisoft trying to cash in on the popularity of some other game that doesn't really fit the theme of Rainbow Six. Well,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion, man.
Yeah. Well,
So
obviously, you're just a boomer because you don't like Fortnite man.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Fortnite. Can't say I enjoy it. Um, so I played a lot of Rainbow Six, had a lot of fun with that. Played a lot of Overwatch 2, which is free to play, by the way, for all you viewers out there who are curious. Um, I tried out Kiriko because she's now free to play, no longer part of the Battle Pass, because they dropped a new Battle Pass for the new season, which features the new tank hero Ramatra, who's very cool. I really like him. He's like a big buff Zenny, and I love Zenny, so obviously I'm gonna love the new guy as
Does he
well.
also throw his balls?
Unfortunately, no, he does not have any balls.
Ah, neutered.
And scented. Neutered. Exactly. Um, I've not played Ramatra because I do not have the Overwatch 2 Battle Ass, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what currency they use for their Battle Pass
The blood of the innocent.
purchasing options. Probably has a premium currency that costs real world money rather than the credits I've amassed over the lifespan of Overwatch 1. So I probably won't be dropping any money to get the Battle Pass for Overwatch, because I just don't play Overwatch enough to justify it, and there's nothing in the Battle Pass that really piques my interest, and I'm not so desperate to be playing Ramatra that I can't wait until his season is over and he becomes free to play, much like Kiriko. But anyway, on to Kiriko. Her abilities are kind of all over the place, and her primary fire is weird, and I stopped playing her almost immediately because I was like, this doesn't feel pleasant. I don't like it. I'm gonna go play Lucy or Zenyatta because I know how those operators work, or pardon me, those heroes work, and I'll just stick to what I know. Plus, I don't like her design. She's friggin' ugly.
Yeah, I like how people went, oh, furry, you furry design. No, have you fucking looked at Kiriko? No, she's a woman in a fox outfit. Like,
Well, the fox outfits aren't that unique for the Japanese culture in regards to character design. Because I'm pretty sure Tekken or Street Fighter
are you
has
talking about Lucky Chloe?
maybe no, because it was who am I thinking of? It's not Lucky. Oh, it might be Lucky Chloe, but I could swear there's a character in one of those fighting games that literally has a fox mask.
Oh, that's uh Kunimitsu.
Yes, Kunimitsu. Who is that? Tekken?
Yeah, Tekken. And so is Lucky
Yeah,
Chloe.
yeah, I remember Lucky Chloe. She's the really over the top one.
Yeah, idol. She's the idol girl.
Yeah. So Kiriko, now that I remember her name,
All right,
doesn't
Davia's gonna
seem
be in
as
a little while. He said. So I hope you're ready because he's gonna come in during Kingdom Hearts probably.
oh no,
So
not again.
yeah, Kiriko. Anyway,
Kiriko is design wise, she's kind of bland. I think whatever concept artist was handling her did a very poor job. Nothing about her really stands out as being particularly interesting.
I
Nothing
mean, like
stands
the
out
the only
in
thing
any way.
the only thing that to me stands out as being somewhat interesting is her kit. What her kit as well is just like, all right, take these two characters and make them the one character. Because like Kiriko, from what I saw, because I did see gameplay of her, and Kiriko, from what I saw, is what if Genji had Zenyatta's balls?
Right. That's pretty much accurate. Um, and I don't like Genji, so maybe that's a problem. Um, from a kit perspective, she's got a lot of fun, unique things she can do, specifically with her nifty teleport. It's a lot like playing not Ra, pardon me, other Egyptian god, Horus from Smite, because she can uh basically she has a more instantaneous teleport than Horus, but
But
it
but can she also
feels
can
relatively the same.
can she also teleport her entire team so they all die?
I don't believe so, but that would be pretty radical. Most of the time, if anybody's going to be dying, it's going to be the Kiriko who teleported over to a person who's hanging by the edge, and then she kind of falls off. Very,
Plus cell
very
plus
unfortunate when
ratio.
that happens. Yeah. um. Aside from that, I didn't really play her enough to get a good, solid handle on what her upper limits are in terms of healing and raw damage output. She just felt kind of underwhelming to me. It's like outside of the nifty teleport, it felt very, very much like she wasn't really streamlined or hard focused into any specific areas. So she just comes across as bland, much like her actual physical character design. So maybe that's fitting. I don't know.
Yeah. Like once again, I can see that because she just looked like what if Genji could just throw out healing balls.
Right.
So
Gender bent Genji with healing balls.
yeah,
So not a lot of excitement in that category, but the core foundational gameplay mechanics of Overwatch 2, I'd say they're very good. Everything feels pretty solid, I would say. It feels solid. I had very, very initial concerns when they said they were going to drop the 6-man team focus and move it down to a 5-man team, kind of deleting one of the tanks from the game, which was both good and bad because tanks have been a very hard thing for the Overwatch team to balance over the course of its lifetime. So, it's like, I guess taking away the extra tank kind of forces the meta to not be so heavily involved on how tanks will be performing that season. It's still kind of there, but kind of not. So that's cool. Um, but with that 6-man missing, I felt like, oh, it's not gonna have that fun chaos of the then current Overwatch. It's gonna be kind of a neutered down version. I was worried that they were trying to take things in like a direction that would only benefit the pro leagues, much like Rainbow Six would do numerous times over.
Yeah,
But to my surprise, it doesn't feel that way. It's still got that lovely blend of chaos, but also if you are really working together and you're really gelled as a team, then you're gonna have a lot easier of a time. But it's not so detrimental that you need to have that core meta team focus. That if you're not doing everything exactly the way the pros do it, you're not going to win. So that was pleasant. I haven't played enough to where it feels like there is a meta. It's obvious to me that some tanks aren't being picked as much as they used to be. Some healers aren't being picked enough as they used to be. But DPS is all over the place, and that's always a good thing because it's never fun to have a meta where it's just okay, this season it's all soldier, all sombra, and then the next season it'll be all soldier and maybe a Pharah, and or then the season after that it'll be like Reaper's in because tanks are super difficult to deal with this season, and also maybe a Pharah. But like if you're playing any other DPS character, you're basically throwing. It does not seem to be the case with Overwatch 2 because all the DPS seems viable, which is superb. I've seen most every support played at least once with nobody really lagging behind. I think the worst healer at the moment, probably Kiriko, but that's just because I haven't played her and haven't seen anyone else playing her. But everywhere else across the board, it feels like everybody's viable, and that's probably just new game syndrome. There's probably an active meta somewhere out in the pro leagues that is way better than what anybody is playing casual, but for the moment, the game is still fresh in the back of everyone's minds and fresh in their hands. So no metas have no metas have manifested. It feels like it's got that brand new game feel, which I appreciate, and I hope it stays that way for a little while. And
yeah,
hopefully, with the constant shifting of the seasons, because they're trying to do the battle pass thing schematics, where they're going to be releasing a new hero every 90 days. I want to say their battle pass lasts for, and then it probably I don't think it's 90 days. It's more like 60, but then there's like 2 weeks of lull where there's nothing happening. But regardless of what their marketing scheme is, more heroes are going to be coming out more frequently, and that's going to keep the meta in a constant state of flux, which is a great thing for the game because Overwatch is always at its worst when a hard meta defines itself and players are only allowed to play around that. And it's always at its best when there's stupid overpowered characters and stupid underpowered characters that kind of blend together to create the absolute chaos that was much of Overwatch 1's lifespan. So if they can keep things kind of off balance and prevent it from shifting into a hard meta, I think the future of Overwatch 2 is very bright. If it goes back to the way that Overwatch 1 kind of fell, where they were only balancing around Pro League, they were only releasing heroes every 2 years, then they're gonna die straight up. But with the game plan they've got going forward thus far, I think the future is bright for them. So I'm happy about that. Beyond Overwatch 2 and beyond Rainbow Six Siege, I played a little bit of Hades because Hades 2 got announced at the Game Awards, and I was so hyped for that. I wanted to get back into the groove of that. Unfortunately, my last save when I played in like March of this year left me off in Elysium, which is the second to last stage or realm rather before you hit the end game. So I was ill prepared for that coming back
Yeah.
months later, forgetting where I was. It was not a pleasant time, let me tell you that. But play after getting my ass handed to me, played a little bit more. I was like, yeah, this game's still fun, still 5 stars. I'm a big fan of it. Can't wait for Hades 2. And that wraps up Hades because I didn't spend a lot of time with it because I just did that like last night. And I how do I phrase this? I listened to a YouTube video that was documenting the history of Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart specifically, not the Mario Kart franchise, but Super Mario Kart. I don't know what channel did it. I don't know what all research went into it. I just had it playing on the in the background while I was playing Civ 6, and it was entertaining to listen to. If I can go through my history real quick and find it, I would highly recommend it, but I'm not going to do that right now because I've got other things I'm doing on the computer currently, and I don't feel like going through my history because there'd be a lot of music to wade through as well, and I don't want to do that. But either way, I assure you that there's a Super Mario Kart history documentary thing type of thing out there that I would recommend if you've ever played Super Mario Kart, specifically if you grew up on Super Mario Kart. If you didn't, you'll probably get nothing out of it, and I wouldn't recommend it because it'd just be lots of information that is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
And that kind of wraps up my week. I think that's all I really did. I don't think there was anything else noteworthy. So I'm free to pass the baton to Atty.
All right. Well then, let me start with the first one.
Don't
So
start with that.
go to logos because that's where the stuff will appear shortly.
Oh!
I like how that cut you off.
Logos. Where are they?
So, uh, let's see. Well, guess I'll start with this one. So, with the whole trying to get shit together for next year and all that,
Yeah.
you know, one of the things that I've been going back and forth about is the presentation in the videos and what to do with it, and you know, what do I make my YouTube avatar now? Because I have an avatar that I like on Discord, but then if I make it on make it my avatar on YouTube, then that might cause trouble, and I'd like to avoid trouble.
Right.
So I decided, hey, I have a completely fine working logo. I've had one for a couple of years. It's the logo is old and I don't like it anymore. What if I tried to give it a facelift? So I made this, and it's kind of combination of the first logo and the latest one,
Yeah.
and I really like how the lightning turned out.
I do too. And I know two of the characters. What are the two on the right and bottom?
The right is Lance Bean, I want to say. He is the red guy from Contra.
Ah.
And the bottom guy is Date Masamune, my waifu.
Ah.
He's the protagonist of Seigoku Basara.
He has many sword.
Yes, he wields 6 swords at once because that's historical.
I like it.
The guy on the bottom, like this is the guy on the bottom actually existed. He's a historical figure. He gave the Pope swords.
He gave the Pope swords?
Yeah, he was the emissary for Japan, and he gave the Pope swords.
I like it. But that may have made the Pope a bit too powerful, so I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, so there's that. Then I've also made a second concept for the rebranding that we're gonna do. Oh fuck! Shit!
Oh no.
Oh no! Uh, Gimp, help!
Oh no.
The file is too small, too big. Actually, Paint could probably do the job. Let's hope Paint does the job.
Do the job, Paint. Do the job.
Where the fuck is Paint? Oh no! Here's Paint.
Oh no.
Like I just need you to resize this one picture. But yeah, I made a concept for the rebranding that we'll be doing at the end of the year or the start of next year. I don't know.
Right.
Like I'm rebranding everything. I guess. All right. I guess while Paint does its thing, I don't know. Uh, what did I do? Spider-Man. I'm playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, so like we can have a save file in New Game Plus like we did with the first game, so we don't have to
Hey,
grind on recording.
exactly.
And the game, this is the first time I'm playing the game. The game exists. It's all right. Like it ain't great. It ain't bad. It's just is. I mean, it's a fine supplementary thing. By the way, we're gonna have to play it on or around Christmas because it's a Christmas game.
Oh.
How do I resize shit in Paint? I should have thought about this. Fuck. Uh. All right. Fuck it. I just open up the proper thing because I actually know how to use that one. So anyway, yeah, Spider-Man. Uh, Miles has new moves. It has slightly more combo variety just because it has a separate meter. You remember the finishers that I never used during our playthrough of Spider-Man?
Yes.
They removed those and instead gave you a separate meter that you can spend to do EX moves pretty much.
Ah.
So that's different, at least. It's like there's more reason to use the EX moves though, because the EX moves don't have a cooldown. They're only tied to the meter. So as long as you can build meter, you can do the EX moves. And building meter is very easy.
Ah.
There's a launcher move that you can do where I think I've used it like out of 10 times or so. There's only been like 2 that it hasn't refilled the meter that it used. So I just got the free launcher pretty much.
Ah.
Then the story. It's so far I haven't finished the game completely. I am 5 missions away from finishing the game, but whatever.
No big deal.
The story hasn't started. Like
What?
that's what it feels like. Like you know how sometimes when you're playing a game or watching a movie or whatever, you're like, all right, this is set up. This is the beginning of the story. They are setting stuff up, so later they can hit it. I am nearly
Yeah.
finished with the game. They haven't hit stuff yet, or at least it doesn't feel like it. Like they've had twists, they've had plot developments, but even those just feel like they're building up to something, and that something may not come. So
Yeah.
so that's probably not great.
Probably not.
On the bright side, I have yet to play our start segment.
Oh, that's good. That was like 95% of Spider-Man 1.
No, wait, there was a stealth segment, but I was playing as Spider-Man, and uh, It wasn't like it wasn't like sneak around the guards and shit. It was just all right. Do walk through here. Okay, you're Spider-Man now. Do Spider-Man things. All right, I can send the other logo. So yeah, I made this as a concept for the next logo maybe.
Ooh, I like it.
I don't I don't know what style we want to go for. So which it works for me because I make the best logos when I'm just like, all right, fuck it, I just throw shit at the wall, something will
Yeah.
happen. The problem with this though is that I'm gonna have like if we go with this one is that I'm gonna have to learn how to do like actual graffiti looking stuff because the A works here, it's fine, but you know
Yeah.
like this works for the avatar. I think the banner will have to I'll have to figure stuff out because for things to work with the name, in my opinion, the two halves would need to have different art styles, pretty much. And like I also don't know how much like the stuff the style that this avatar has in the end to me is like an urban style, and like I don't know how much you want to play into that because you know
Yeah, yeah.
like sure I live in the ghetto in the city, but that's pretty much where urban connections stop. But yeah, so that uh I didn't finish Spider-Man. I don't think like my thought process on it. But yeah, this game highlights how Miles has not had a good outfit.
I believe it.
Like so, some of these outfits are like I enjoy one outfit in particular, but I think that might just be a thing of well, all of the other outfits look kind of stinky, so this is the best. Like for a long while, you spend the game in well, you have two choices at the start of the game. Well, three, but whatever. One of them was free DLC later. But you have two choices at the start of the game. You can choose to be in civilian clothes with Miles borrowing one of Peter's masks, and that's your Spider-Man outfit.
All right.
Or you can choose to be in a Party City Spider-Man outfit.
Oh.
So yeah, and then they once they actually give Miles his own outfits, they're not much better. I mean, it could be worse. The webbing, the red webbing is only on his head. It stops at his chest, so it could be worse.
Yep.
But it's still kind of just like well, it's a twofold thing because for one, I'm not like I just really don't. It's not that I don't like Miles's suit design. Well, it is kind of that, but it's more so that I just think it's meh. It's there,
Yeah, yeah.
and for two, they make it a point to point out it's cold.
It's
Miles,
cold?
yeah, it's a Christmas game.
Cold in New York in December?
Sometimes,
I don't know if I believe that. Not with global warming, anyway.
yeah, and there's an entire side mission where someone is like, "Aren't you cold, Spider-Man? Here, have my scarf." And it kind of points out the other problem I have with a lot of the outfits, which is he's wearing, like he's wearing spandex in the middle of winter.
Right. I don't think he thought that one through.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like if like because they have to include normal suits because of course they do. That's kind of the point. Represent all of the suits that my character may have had, but maybe give him like since there's suits that they design as well. Maybe give him a couple of suits that would have him like have a puffy jacket on. That's not just him in civilian clothes and Peter's mask.
Right. Yeah.
Because like at the start of the game, Maz is dressed mostly appropriately. He's wearing basketball shorts, and I don't think those actually like warm you at all. But you know, but aside from that, he has a sweater on and a puffy jacket. Like a, that's appropriate for the weather. And then none of
Yeah.
the other suits are. uh, and then the other suit that you have on the start of the game, which is free LC, is spider armor because of course.
Nice. I love spider armor.
Uh, and like a lot of Miles's outfits in the game just feel kind of samey. Which I mean, yeah, Miles is a newer character than Peter, and
Mhm.
they would stick with generally the same design idea. I mean, that how many suits are there of Peter that are just the red and blue, but like slightly
Plenty.
different?
Plenty, yeah.
But it's still a thing of like, all right, so you have a choice between like normalist Miles, normalist Miles, normalist Miles, but this time in the Spider Verse art style.
Yeah.
Uh, Deadpool, the Deadpool cosplay. That's one of the outfits. It's not actually Deadpool, but he's wearing a red cowl, and like most of the outfit is red and with black accents. It just makes you look.
Right, yeah.
It makes you look like Deadpool from the back.
Yeah.
Then you have a version of Peter's universe outfit, which I've always hated. Well, I don't hate it. I think it's bad. I don't like how it looks, but still, like the outfit Peter has when he becomes one with the universe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The white one
Yeah.
where only his mouth has webbing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they give one of those to Miles. I don't know if that was in a comic or not. It probably was, but it
Probably
kind
not.
like
I haven't
it's
heard
like it kind of makes him look like he's a more over the top disco Nightwing, and that's
of
saying
it.
something.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
What do you want?
I don't know what I want.
That's fair.
I was just talking about Miles Morales.
You've been playing through that, huh?
Yeah, I'm
So
I'm setting stuff up for next year for the channel.
eh, it's good, but not as good as Spider-Man PS4. You know?
Yeah, that's what I said to Pink. It's all right. It exists. Like it's not bad. It's not great. It's there. It's a supplementary story.
Yeah. I mean, Miles is now in a place. Miles is in a better place now than he was 5 years ago. That's for certain.
Yeah, I
Five
mean,
years ago,
yeah. Go ahead.
5 years ago, Miles had no story. Now, at least, everyone's going to be ripping off Spider-Verse, which the game certainly does at several points.
Definitely. I mean, I've heard all of the fake. I wanted to shout out the guy's name, but I don't remember the white guy who looks like a bum. He's practically made of tattoos.
I don't know who that is.
Whatever. I'll just shout out someone else. Kid Leroy. Lil Uzi Vert. That's him. I think. I don't fucking know.
I have no idea who you are talking about. Is this a fictional character or a real
No, an
person?
actually a real life rapper.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Is it Lil Uzi Vert?
Oh,
No,
little Uzi Vert.
no,
Okay,
it's not.
I
It's
heard
not
that
Lil
all
Uzi.
as one word. I was like, who's Lil Uzi Vert?
It's Satan's newest name.
Satan's rapper name.
Yeah. But no, I'm wrong. It's not Lil Uzi that I was thinking of. Fuck, whatever.
Why not?
Well, for one, he's not white.
Ah,
A big
that's
problem.
fair.
He's also not practically made of tattoos.
Are you thinking about the guy who went to prison and fucking squealed on literally everyone?
No, not 6ix9ine. No. Uh, and this is where we find out, hey, I've actually kind of plugged into pop culture. And I don't know why either. I don't like these people's music. But yeah. Fuck it, the baby. I don't think he makes music like that. Like I don't think he makes sad boy rap, but you know.
Sad boy rap.
I mean that's like what wasn't the soundtrack to Spider-Verse the guy from Drummer's Ear and the white guy I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, yeah. What is his name? Is that Post Malone?
Post Malone, that's the guy. Yes.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, like the Miles Morales has a lot of fake Post Malone. a lot of fake Post Malone.
Oh,
Post Melon.
Yeah. After Melon.
so they made Miles white and gave him a face tattoo,
No.
and he looks like he'd smell terrible.
Yeah, like I said, looks like a bum. But yeah. Like a lot of the game's music. I'm not talking about the general like ambient soundtrack, which like they made the same mistake that I disliked in PS4, where it's just like, all right, we recorded one track that will be enough for the entire game, but the actual like licensed music is just fake Post Malone. And
Yeah, I actually didn't listen to any of that. The song I associate with that game is the song that actually plays in Free Roam, which is a slightly more hip hop remix of the Spider-Man PS4 theme.
Yeah, that's the ambient theme I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't associate it with this game. I just made a note in my head because like there's been like 3 or 4 scenes in the game. I'm nearly done with it. By the way, I have 5 missions to go. So
Yeah, Miles Morales is very short.
but yeah, so I just made a note because there's already been like 3 or 4 scenes where they have separate licensed out. I'm gonna assume since they have had lyrics, separate licensed out music that all sound fake Post Malone, and they're from different artists because the voices are different every time.
Yeah,
You can't prove that.
That's true.
modern hip hop. That's what the kids are into these days, I think. I don't know.
But yeah. What was I talking about before we went on to fucking Post Malone?
The speed
That's
at
a
which
good
Tupac's body is spinning in its grave, you would not believe.
Fox dead? When did
Allegedly.
that happen?
No. Allegedly.
Tupac is doing cycle crushes in the Bahamas right now.
What the fuck did you just say? Oh, Tupac!
Yeah.
Okay, you said Tupac is doing... Okay, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear what I thought I heard, because that would be super racist, and let's move on.
Okay.
So what do you think about the fact that several of Miles' powers just make the game, like, fucking beyond easy?
Yeah, the Venom stuff, I didn't see like a good reason to use the Venom stuff for a while. And then I noticed that the game is giving me Venom for free. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I'll use these.
Well, it's not only is like that all that for combat, you can also use it to maneuver in the air and do air tricks to get Venom back.
Yeah.
Like Miles can just straight up fucking fly
Pretty
without
much like,
even web swinging.
like they made I don't know why they chose to make Miles Morales into Cole McGrath.
I mean, like Cole can't fly that much. That's more on the level of what Delson can do.
Yeah, kinda. But then Miles gets power the same way Cole does. Just plug yourself into the mainframe, become Electro.
That is true. That do be true though.
You know, I was going to say, what if they do like a twist and make Miles Electro, and then I remember Electro was in the first game.
Yeah. Also, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, it would be. But yeah. I also said to Pink, I think that's what I was talking about when you came into the call, but it feels like the game story hasn't started yet. And I'm nearly done.
It never does.
I
Because
see.
the main villain is the Tinkerer, and she's kind of nothing.
I mean, I just finished the scene that everyone talks about when talking about the Tinkerer, and I went, yep. People are right, yes.
She's like, it's the classic Spider-Man trope. It's always someone related to Spider-Man's personal life. It's always friends or family.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to have one of those for Miles, especially because Peter just had a very brutal one. Well,
Yeah.
a couple brutal ones. But she's just kind of like it's kind of she's doing the same thing that most of the villains of Spider-Man PS4 did, which is this corporate power fucked me over. I'm going to do something horrible to get back at them. And that's like half the villains of Spider-Man PS4's main motivation and plot.
Yeah, and the big thing to me is like it's not just that, it's this corporate power fucked me over, so I'm gonna fuck them over, but I'm not gonna fuck them over, because I'm aiming higher. I'm gonna fuck the population of New York.
Yes. At least with Tinkerer, they make it clear she doesn't actually understand really what she's doing. But it's pretty noticeable that it's like, okay, so we're recycling the same plot that was used for Mr. Negative and spoilers for a 4-year-old game now, Dr. Octopus.
Yeah, Stiltman.
Christ alive.
you didn't watch the best of. So yeah. Overall, it's a game.
Is it though?
Does the stuff that says New Game Plus only unlock in New Game Plus, or will it unlock when I get to New
Yes.
Game Plus?
That is, I do remember that in particular being an issue I had with Miles Morales, is there's a lot of cool stuff that is exclusively locked to New Game Plus.
Alright. I guess I'll have to play through the game twice then to unlock everything, so we don't have to grind. Then
No.
Yeah.
nice. But yeah. So that's that. And then what else did I do? I played Divine Knockout, but y'all were there when I talked about it too soon, right?
I believe so. I put in a little bit of time in the practice mode myself.
My favorite part of the game is how you can't earn currency yet, and there's characters locked behind currency.
That's pretty
Only
silly,
logical.
but it's silly, but the game's more or less still in beta, right?
Yeah, it's funny. Is all like I'm not saying the game sucks because of it, because this is literally something that they'll fix in like a couple of patches. They're gonna make that work. It's just funny that there's two characters who are in the game. You can play them in practice mode, but you can't play them in the normal game because currency has not been established yet.
And Thanatos is one of those characters, right?
Yes, Thanatos and Izanami are the characters.
And Thanatos I thought was pretty cool when I tried him out for a minute in practice mode.
Yeah, me too. Like he mostly just has his smite kit except for his ult, which is penance stare.
Yeah.
From Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
Wild.
Is it though?
I don't know.
No, you don't. You never know.
But yeah, I don't know how I felt about the game normally, because I played 3v3s because that seemed like the main way to play, but then I don't know. And the normals feel bad generally, and then the specials are fine, but the cooldowns seem a bit too harsh with how much you seem to need to rely on them to actually properly or consistently eliminate people. And the ults
It is
build too fast.
It's very strange for one thing for it to be 3D Smash Brothers instead of 2D.
But that's the sort of weird gimmick that I'd expect Hi-Res to try out. So, you know. Also, both the dodge and the jump seem like nigh useless. The dodge, less so than the jump. But the jump, like, they gave everyone
The
a jump.
I think is supposed to be more for recovery than anything else.
But it's so small. Like, I'm not talking about the jump ability. I'm talking about what happens when you press the button on the bottom of the controller. Or space probably on PC, I don't know.
Well, I don't think that's supposed to be that good since you're supposed to be reliant on cooldown based abilities for most of your big maneuvering.
But yeah, but it just feels weird because it's like, all right, so you the tutorial is like, all right, you use your jump, your normal jump for recovery and stuff, and then the jump is like, the jump is realistic, is what it is.
Yeah.
In this chibi game about gods fighting, the jump is realistic to a normal human.
Problem?
Is it though?
Yes. And it's
I do like it.
Yeah.
Did you say yes to me?
I don't know.
Let's pretend you did, because I find it amusing for someone to say problem and the other person to go yes. I cannot abide your tomfoolery.
But yeah, the game, like the game needs some patches, which it will get. Hopefully, I mean it's a fucking games of service game by Hi-Res. They do smite. Like,
Yeah.
this will either die on the grapevine or get patches and be alright.
Yes.
But yeah, like, if they can get it off the ground, I think it might be fun somewhat. I think it would be funny to do a video on it right now just because of how janky it is. But past that, like, you know, it like the problems that I have with its controls how the controls feel are the same problems I had with multiverses, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Then I read a book.
Why'd you do such a silly thing?
Like,
And I need to open it up so I need to find it again so I can actually tell you the full title. Because it's a very wordy anime book.
oh. Now I sad.
Give me a second. It's loading. So the book I read is called The Story of a Puppet or The Adventures of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I read this after both Ted and G-Man were like, if you think the Sleeping Beauty fucking rape scene is bad, then read Pinocchio. So I did. I cannot tell you what's supposed to be so bad about Pinocchio. But yeah.
With every old story.
Oh no. There we go.
With every old story, and then the CIA came to silence him.
Yeah. There we go. He's gone.
Can't believe he left us like this.
Oh, is everyone still there?
We're
You
here.
just came back.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, I was just. What did you last hear me say?
Every old story.
Oh, there's just like a million different variations on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read what I thought at least was the original Beauty and the Beast. I'll look it up in a second, and it was pretty wholesome and nothing weird. And then I've also heard there are alternate versions of the story where Beast goes berserk and eats Beauty.
But yeah, with those old stories there are a lot of variations, but I figured since this is the version allegedly, this is the version by the guy who wrote the original. And I mean that was in Italian, so I seeked out the oldest English translation because I thought it would be funny, and it was. But
Yeah.
my favorite chapter was chapter 2 because Pinocchio hasn't been introduced yet, and the entire chapter is just Geppetto and his neighbor talking shit at each other, and then fighting for 20 minutes, and then making up, and that's the entire chapter. They do this twice. But yeah. Like I was trying to keep an eye out for what's supposed to be so bad. The worst thing that I can come up with is have either of you read the book?
I've never read Pinocchio.
I've read a Pinocchio. Whether it's the same one as the one you're reading or whether it's different, I couldn't tell you.
Well, there's a character named Candlewick. Do you know that guy, Pink?
No.
All right, cool. So there's a character named Candlewick that tempts Pinocchio to go to the land of cocaine.
Amazing.
And the land of cocaine's other name is the land of boobies.
Oh, we should go.
Yeah. It was also called the Fool's Paradise. I know this because a couple of days ago, Pink and I accidentally Pink was in the call while I accidentally stumbled upon the Wikipedia page of the land of cocaine, which was an actual mythological thing. And a couple of days later, it's in Pinocchio. Because why not? But yeah. So Candlewick is the one that gets Pinocchio to go to the land of cocaine, which in turn turns them into donkeys.
Uh-huh.
And Pinocchio gets freed in a very dumb way, but Candlewick doesn't. And then later on, Pinocchio finds Candlewick and he's dying because he's been overworked because he's a fucking donkey. And like that's the worst thing that I could think of. Because aside from that, it was just like whatever. Like Pinocchio's feet burned down, but he's a puppet.
You can get new feet.
Yeah, like there was a scene where Pinocchio took a saw to his own nose because he's made of tree.
Ooh, that's hardcore.
There was a scene where Pinocchio bit of a cat's paw.
What the heck?
Yeah, the cat tried mugging him.
What the heck?
Yeah, like a cat and a fox tried to mug Pinocchio.
By the way, I just want to throw in, I can't find a version of Beauty and the Beast where Beast kills Beauty. The only version I can find is there is apparently an alternate version of Beauty and the Beast where Beauty lies about something, and so God causes Beast's castle to collapse in on him, killing him.
Ah,
So apparently there is a version where one of them dies, but the wrong one.
yeah.
Whoops.
Obviously, this is the Mandela effect. You're just in a separate
Yeah.
timeline. You're in a different universe.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what else is different from that alternate timeline.
Yeah. But yeah, like the book is very on the nose with its values or whatever. Like, you know, the things it's trying to teach, which it should be. I mean, it's a children's book. I did like how it was framed as a storyteller telling you about something. The framing device falls apart when the guy writing this forgot that he was trying to be a story, or like the narrator was a storyteller and not the book itself.
Yeah.
Because like the way the story is told is like you're reciting a tale orally, and it works for the most part. But there's a part where where they keep doing that, but he says, "Dear reader," and that breaks the immersion.
You've ruined it.
Yeah. Because like, you know, you wouldn't say dear reader to someone you're just telling a story to. Generally,
Right.
well, it depends, because I've heard people use dear reader now, but this book was written in like 1838 or something like that. So I don't know if it would have been a prevalent thing that people would have done in fucking 1838 Italy. And then let's see. There are also some interesting things to note to me about how the story was told, because like there were multiple parts where the movie just or whatever the movie fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't imagine shit, so hey, technically yes. But yeah, no, the book. There are parts where the book is just doing exposition dumps by virtue of Pinocchio relaying literally everything that's happened in the books thus far to whoever he's talking to. It's a thing of, well, does it suck because it drags on and it's just telling you stuff you already know? Yes. At the same time, I assume, once again, children's book. I assume that it was written to aid children in reading or learning how to read and stuff like that. They and children learning to read don't take to the information given as much. I know this from experience. So giving plot synopses of what has happened thus far, it was just a neat way to do less time on Pinocchio, pretty much. Because chances are a child learning to read would have forgotten about what happened, depending on how fast they read. So
Yeah.
and then what else can I really point out? Because I feel like there was something funny. For the longest time, I felt really bad for Geppetto, and then it turns out that he didn't die in this book. Because like for the longest time in the book, like for like 10 chapters or more, Geppetto's whole contribution was, all right, so I went to my neighbor, got into a fight, bought this wood off of him, carved into a son that hates me. I sold my winter coat for this son that hates me.
Yo, that's messed up.
Yeah. So he can have
fatherhood.
Yeah, so he can have a learning book. And then he sold the learning book and disappeared. And then Geppetto went out looking for him, and just the seas ate him. And that was his contribution. And I was like, okay, this is something that I could see, like just being that way. And And I was like,
Excuse
man, I feel bad for Geppetto. His entire existence was just pain, and then he died. but 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 no, they still do the being stuck in a whale thing, but it's called a dogfish for some reason.
Translation errors.
Yeah,
Like catfish, but bigger.
yeah, maybe.
Do you know some catfish are electric?
Yeah.
I did not know that. To be honest, up until I looked them up a week ago, I kind of thought electric eels were fictional.
Oh,
Because it doesn't sound real, you know?
No,
Yeah.
it like water and electricity. That doesn't sound like it should work out, but yeah.
Why would any real life animal? That's a comic book thing to have electricity powers. Why would a real life animal have electricity
A Pikachu
powers?
thing. That should not exist in the real world.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Just wait until you reach planet Pi exceeding poison.
And that I know about, the poison leg thing.
Like that's
Poison?
also a comic book power.
Oh, electricity sounds fictional.
Yeah.
I mean, there are loads of animals that are poisonous. I mean, there's like 30 different frogs that are poisonous to the touch.
Right.
Remember when I was younger, my mom wanted to buy one of them because it was so cute looking. And me as a little kid, I was going, no!
It'll kill us.
She just wanted to get high, and you denied her.
Yeah. So cute, though.
Yeah. Oh, there's also there are some great scenes in the book though, like when Pinocchio meets, like there's also some weird time stuff, because it's like, all right, so Pinocchio gets thrown into jail because he was robbed,
Yeah.
and he's in jail for like 3 months is what I remember them saying. But in those 3 months, before he went to jail, he met with the fairy, and the fairy was a child. And when he comes out of prison, the fairy is a woman.
Dang, he was in prison for a long ass time.
3 months.
Yeah.
That
Uh-huh.
makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. The introduction of the fairy is also great. Pinocchio is getting mugged by the cat and the fox, and he doesn't know it's them. But yeah, he's getting mugged. He's running away. They want to hang him. This puppet.
What?
They want, yeah. They want to hang him, and he sees a house in the middle of the woods. So he starts banging on the door to let him in, to save him. And the fairy appears in the window, with her eyes closed, and she just goes, "Everyone in this house has been murdered. Go away."
Yeah.
And Pinocchio's like, "It's fine, girl ghost. Just let me in." And that's how they meet. Well, no, actually, no. I forget what happens exactly. But they speak for a while, and then the fox and the cat catch up and hang Pinocchio.
Huh.
And he literally suffocates to death, despite being made of wood. Like the book was very inconsistent about just how much of Pinocchio was actually modeled. Because I feel like I remember that I'm talking about like him cracking his ribs or something like that. And like he's supposed to be made of hard wood. So I don't know.
It cracked his wooden ribs.
Yeah. I also found it an amusing scene. The ending scene is Pinocchio turns into a real boy. He wakes up in a fucking villa, pretty much, compared to how they lived until then. And he's like, "What happened to my old body?" Geppetto is like, "It's right there," and he points into the corner, and there's just this shitty doll. And Pinocchio is just like, "What a shitty doll." And that's how the book ends. But yeah, it was all right. I enjoyed it. It was funny at times.
Yay!
Uh, because of how old the translation was, because I think it was like from the end of the 1800s or something like that. The translation
Yeah.
that I was reading, and it was funny to see the slang at the time, because there were like paragraphs about how gay Pinocchio is, because he's very happy.
Oh, I see. He's okay. Now I understand. Took me a second.
Yeah, back then gay meant happy. So, but it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny because they don't elaborate. So if you don't notice, then reading it now, it would be very funny. Because I think paragraphs were just like Pinocchio was jumping about, all joyous and gay,
Yeah.
and then I think he does kiss a boy. So maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. Then let's see. Oh yeah, I feel like I need to point this out. The book had a really good thing of warning against stranger danger. It wasn't explicit, sadly, but still, like there's a character. So there's when Candlewick is trying to convince Pinocchio to go to cocaine with him. He's I actually like the Pink can tell you. I looked it up, but I said it differently when I found that place, and then I looked up the pronunciation thing, the helper thing that they have on articles like that, and it is cocaine. The
Yay!
medieval peoples loved cocaine.
The happiest place on earth.
Actually, yes, there is a tagline for it. So cocaine is a land of
Excellent.
joy. Cocaine is a land of joy. So yeah. So while
So they go to Colombia.
yes.
Precisely.
So when Candlewick is trying to convince Pinocchio to go to cocaine with him, Pinocchio asks, "Well, how are we going to go there?" And he's like, "There's a cart that rolls up that will take us there." And then the chauffeur of the cart is introduced as a lovable round slimy guy or something like that. And the guy is pure evil. Like, the guy has two scenes. The first scene where he's introduced, where he's introduced as a lovable round slimy guy, and then proceeds to Mike Tyson both of the ears of a donkey. Which, by the way, the donkey is a kid, and they make this very obvious even in that scene. And then later on, he only appears again to sell Pinocchio and Candlewick when they've turned it into donkeys. But yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed the book. It had some funny stuff with the gay Pinocchio and the land of cocaine. Then I've caught up on Kingdom Hearts. Finished all of them.
Okay, well, you're well past me.
Yeah. So I made a revelation yesterday. Wait, that might have been technically today. Because I'm up until like 9 a.m. Whatever. So there was the symbol that I kept talking about last time, I think. That's pronounced key, but I don't know how you're supposed to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found it by chance. It's a Greek alphabet letter, and it is chi or key.
Yeah.
And the letter is represents the soul of the worlds and Jesus. Kingdom Hearts is
Oh.
Christ.
Oh. I didn't know this was a good game for the church going young folks.
Yeah. The Kingdom Hearts is light because it is light of the Lord.
Yeah.
You must not let the darkness of Satan into your heart, Riku.
It all makes sense now.
So that was a funny revelation to make. The Kingdom Hearts is Jesus.
Accept Kingdom Hearts into your heart.
Yeah, no, actually, Kingdom Hearts is God, and Sora is Jesus. He's currently going through the 3 days arc of being dead.
Jesus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we left off, I think I was up to Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah. So Kingdom Hearts 3 was fun. There were words that were bad, but it was overall fun. There were some parts that I'd say are bad, like the writing for Donald and Goofy was a bit too mean spirited for what they were trying to go for. Because I think they were trying to go for, like friendly banter, like when I fucking I don't even remember what I was going to say. Shit. I love this. Love paying no attention. Anyway, so they were trying to do friendly banter like you would do friend group that you're used to.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between what we do and what they did with the characters, where Donald and Goofy shoved Sora down to the ground a couple of times so they can talk to Mickey instead. Like there are
nerd.
Yeah. Like the entire game is kind of just everyone laughing at Sora for being shit.
He kind of is shit though.
Yeah. Remember how I said last week that allegedly the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 is Sora doesn't take the threat seriously and then dies? It's not 100% that, but it is 98% that. Like Sora, yeah.
I still think that's such an odd decision because he's not particularly irresponsible in the first two games.
Yeah, like it's less that he's irresponsible and more that he's easily distracted. Like he goes to these new places to find where Xehanort is, and he keeps committing more to the cause of whatever world he's in than actually finding Xehanort, and then he leaves. And then by the end, they like by the end he's still not awakened the power of waking, and then he dies. And the character from a character from the mobile game is like, well, shit, reset. It's rewind time.
Oh no.
This sounds beyond stupid.
Yes. So I don't even know where to begin with the rewind time stuff. Eventually they figure out where Ventus is, and it gave the game the fucking dumbest twist, in my opinion. Like worse than Zigbar twist. Because you know Castle Oblivion, right?
Vaguely, that's the final level of Kingdom Hearts 2, right?
No, that's the world that never was.
Then I don't know Castle Oblivion.
All right, Castle Oblivion is the place where Chain of Memories takes place. It's
Oh, yeah.
all right. So the big reveal of this game is Castle Oblivion has been the training grounds from Birth by Sleep all along. Aqua just folded it in itself.
As one does.
Now you might be asking why that removed all of the color and made it so you get like it made it into a maze to traverse and all that. But here's the answer. Don't question it.
Fair enough. Don't need to ask me twice.
Yeah. Then let's see what can I really hit. There were some great character moments. Like the entire game, Riku is just like, I know we'll do this because Sora will never give up. And then at the end where they meet to do the final battle before Sora dies, Sora is on the ground crying. And he's like, we lost. Not Riku, Sora.
That's it, we're fucked.
Yeah. Because I think something happened to Donald and Goofy. Oh yeah, right. That's the scene. So Terranort attacks the entire group and kills everyone. Axel dead. Fucking Kairi.
That's the second time. No,
Yeah.
the third time.
Kairi almost dead. Sora jumps in to die instead, and this triggers Donald and Goofy. So
you think Tetsuya Nomura wants to start the next Kingdom Hearts game with Kairi just exploding so he doesn't have to ride her anymore?
I don't know, because the rhythm game is entirely Kairi.
Does it end with her exploding? Like
No.
She wins and she's like, "Yay, I won!" and then she explodes.
No, but she is told to fuck off, and that's the ending of the game.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me for a minute.
So
like
yeah.
Straight up, that is 100% an example of this is a character we intended to be very important in Kingdom Hearts 1, and then afterwards we had no plans for and regretted making.
Yeah. So where was I? I was going to say something. Shit. Right. So Sora is about to die for Kairi. Goofy jumps in, saves him. The entire thing, like the setup of Sora possibly getting hurt, despite the fact that you can die in gameplay. Just never mind that. The chance that Sora might get hurt makes Donald so angry that he just fucking nukes Terra from having ever existed, and dies in the process. Like the Zeta flare or whatever it was called. Like, I don't know if it knocked him out or killed him outright, because his heart, like, you find his heart rate later when you have to resurrect everyone, but everyone's dead. Like, everyone's canonically dead at that point, so it would stand to reason that Donald died.
Oh, okay. I was super wrong then when I said that it didn't kill him when it kills everyone else who uses the spell. No, it killed Donald too.
It seems like it. Like, either that or everyone who got knocked out got sent to the Shadow Realm anyway. Because Axel, like, arguably, Axel didn't die. He just got knocked out from the looks of it. But then you also find his soul. Even weirder.
No, he's just that much of a wimp that it killed him.
Yeah. Even
he
weirder.
Got knocked out and then he had a heart attack while he was on the ground.
Yeah. Even weirder. Goofy dies, right? You find Goofy's soul. He's not dead. Well, it's a thing of like either he's not dead because they didn't show him getting knocked out on screen, or he is dead because everyone died from the darkness attacking. So like I don't know. But yeah. Then like, I thought that was a good moment though, because after an entire game of Down and Goofy just shitting on Sora constantly, pretty much, with with small bits of them actually being friends peppered in. After all that, it was nice to see that they're still a well-oiled machine. Although Donald killing himself to save Sora was a bit of an overkill. But it was still a thing of like, it was nice characterization to see that Donald would be that angry, or just the idea that Sora might get hurt.
Yeah.
And another great scene was in Monsters Inc. They have a Monsters Inc. Level, and the ending of that is Ventus shows up. Not Ventus, Vanitas. Vanitas shows up, and Vanitas, you haven't fought him. Vanitas is one of the harder normal boss fights in the series,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because he's an asshole who teleports constantly, and also has a normal Keyblade moveset. So, so yeah, it's a problem. And then Vanitas is getting ready for a boss fight, and suddenly Sully appears behind him, and then Sully just grabs him, and Vanitas doesn't, like, he can't do anything.
He
He's
just
beaten.
snaps his neck.
I wish, but no. Instead, Mike opens up a door. Sully throws him through that like a football.
Yeah.
Mike closes the door. Sully picks up the door, throws it through another door. They repeat this twice, and then they throw the last door into a wood chipper.
Just to be sure.
Yeah, and that was great. Like, I like the thing, because, like, realistically speaking, considering how powerful Vanitas is in gameplay, he should have wiped the floor with everyone on screen. But that's why I love this scene, because he got caught off guard and then was beaten by people who shouldn't have beaten him. Sully doesn't even know who the fuck he is. And that's great.
One could argue that gives him the advantage. He can't be intimidated.
Yeah. But like, once again, this entire sequence of Sully just grabbing him and then just fucking throw him through the door like a football. Like, nearly spike him, pretty much, through the door. And then fucking do the same with the doors. Into the wood chipper. Then, let's see. What other great scenes were there? Because I remember a couple. I recorded a couple of scenes so that I can watch them back because I like them that much.
Yeah.
But it was mostly just like people making fun of Sora. But there genuinely is some good characterization showing that they're still friends. It's just for some reason they're written like uncharacteristically asshole-ish, Goofy and Donald.
Yeah.
Because like Riku, I forget if this starts in the prelude or in this game, but Riku, for whatever reason, starts calling Sora half pint. And so to cheer him
Now
up,
Riku is like twice Sora's size, so he's not wrong.
and more competent somehow, allegedly.
Yeah, Riku caught up hard, huh?
Yeah.
Because they need Riku to always be that thing that Sora chases in the distance, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, even though they had a scene at the end of, was that 2 or was that one of the later games where they're in the darkness, and Riku is like, I envy you. Why? Because I can't be you.
Well, to be fair, there's also the degree of I've done shitty things that I'm probably never going to be able to get over on that.
Yeah. But yeah. Right now, it seems like the setup is Riku is going to be chasing after Sora. But who knows? But I'll get into that shortly. But yeah, so Riku starts calling Sora a health pint, and to cheer him up, I assume, Goofy and Donald start calling themselves health pints. So then saying that the three of them together make a whole pint, which doesn't add up, and Sora points this out every time. Like the first time they do this, Sora's just like, that would be one and a half pints. That's too much. That's overflowing. There's also some very like cringy on purpose scenes where Goofy and Donald call Sora out. Because in the Big Hero 6 map, whatever thing level, Sora has to introduce them, and he sees that that team is called Big Hero 6, and he just makes some shit up. He calls themselves the Keyblade Hero 3. And Goofy and Donald just facepalm.
Yeah.
And that was also, I like that too. Like, it's nice that sometimes they acknowledge that Sora is a dumb country bumpkin, pretty much. Like Sora gets a phone in this game, and Jiminy Cricket has to teach him how to use phone.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of the game, he still doesn't know how to use the phone. Because he tried to call Riku but couldn't at one point. And it's also very funny that Sora just assumes, like the Chip and Dale made two phones so that Sora can call them whenever. But there's multiple scenes. There's multiple scenes where Sora is like, I'm gonna call Riku, and just starts I'm assuming like trying to fast dial that number when it's the only number in the phone. And it takes him 30 minutes. But still, like, yeah, I'm gonna call Riku. And then he's like, Ianzo picked up. What? The phone that everyone shares when they're in this one location is shared by everyone at this one location, and not the person who is not there. What do you mean?
How could this happen?
Yeah. There's also some weird fuckery. So Zigbar is not the final boss. Zigbar is not the big bad. Xehanort is still the big bad. I missed exactly what they do with him, because he like the ending of the game was him talking with the Force Ghost of Ericus, and then both of them just fly away.
Yeah.
So, and I think I might have to rewatch it on YouTube so I can understand what's going on more. But aside from that, Xehanort is still evil. Like the only good thing he does in the entire game, like the only good guy thing, is that he hands the Keyblade over the X-Blade. Yeah, he hands that over to Sora so Sora can seal God again.
They gotta put him away.
Yeah. And after he's done that, him and Ericus just fly away. So, like, I don't think, like, I see people being like, I don't know how Ventus forgave Xehanort. I don't think he had a chance to do anything with Xehanort. Like, Sora fought Xehanort for a while. Ventus was there fighting like Xehanort's clones for all of that time, and then he was in a different dimension. So
the answer is very simple. The answer is shown. To any of this, the answer is shown.
Yeah. But yeah, the Zigbar is revealed to be connected to the Big Bad, but he isn't the Big Bad himself. The Big Bad seems to be the guy from the mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Key.
I can't believe that. Okay, no, I can believe, but it's so ridiculous that this mobile game, which bad enough already, that was only available for 6 months and is a little cutesy animated thing. The moment it came out and it's like, oh, the prequel, well ahead of time. this is where Nomura is going to put all the actually important lore that he wants to write but can't put in an actual game, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is where actually everything gets explained. What the fuck's the deal with the Keyblades and the hearts and all
No,
that? Where
that's
did
the
this shit
thing.
come from?
No, there isn't deep lore. The entirety of Kingdom Hearts Key was set up. I watched Kingdom Hearts Key because they made it into a movie called Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, and Kingdom Hearts Key is set up.
Excuse me, what did you say it's called?
Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. He left. Pink. He might. Okay, no. Love ya. Love ya.
Fucking bullshit!
So yeah, anyway. So I did watch the movie.
Fucking bullshit!
I did watch the movie. It is set up for stuff that.
Fucking bullshit!
Are we done?
At least for now, yes.
Alright.
I can't promise there won't be more fucking bullshit depending on what you say.
Yeah. But yeah, so that game was, or whatever, that game was set up for stuff that's going to be happening now. That was set up for this next arc. It's context for who the mysterious characters are that appear at the end of this of Kingdom Hearts 3. But that's all all it
Jesus
explains.
Christ.
Because that's all it explains. So, Organization 13, done. Organization 13-1, the one that you know, ceased being when Sora killed them. Organization 13-2 is Xehanort. and
Xehanort, and Xehanort, and Xehanort, and Xehanort.
Yeah, and then they actually bring in a couple of people from your original organization, or whatever, the first one. Namely Marluxia, the chick, whose name I'm forgetting.
Larxene.
Yeah, Larxene. Lexaeus, I think. Saïx. Demix. And I forget who. If anyone else.
How can you forget who?
So all the assholes.
Evan, right. Vexen.
His name's just Evan.
Yeah, his real name is Evan.
So this is a really profoundly stupid thing about a lot of Kingdom Hearts is when a person dies in Kingdom Hearts, Pink, they get split up into two. Their heart becomes a heartless, their body becomes a nobody, which I guess just is evil. And
Right.
The nobody has the same name, but it's all mixed up and had an X added to it.
Well, no, that was
So-
Xehanort's shit. And nobodies are usually either unnamed or the same name if they're strong enough, I think. And then Xehanort was like, what if I mixed up their names and added an X? Haha.
We were
Which
not
al-
prepared for those mix-ups.
How long are we going to keep talking about Kingdom Hearts 3? Because suddenly I don't want to talk about it.
I am reaching the end. But yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So some of the characters, some of the people that were brought in that weren't Xehanort, were not evil, turns out. Namely, Evan was a double agent, and he got Demix and Saïx to convert. Well, no, he got Demix to convert and be a good guy. The other people can die, I guess.
Meh.
Axel. Axel converts Saïx. Because it turns out that Saïx is his childhood friend Isa.
How can that be?
And then there's a very good scene that I'm gonna point out about from Kingdom Hearts 3. But there's a couple of good scenes with Axel, but there's one that I remember a lot that I'm gonna point out that once I'm done relaying all of the information. But yeah, so at the end of the game, once Xehanort is dead, everyone's fine. Syx is the big one. All right, W, are you ready? Is Sheik ready?
What? I guess. Oh, I
So-
see. I understand what you're saying now. Okay.
So, the way that Xehanort was the way that there were 14 Xehanorts is through fake people who are mannequins that people can possess, and this was established back in Chain of Memories because they make a fake Riku.
Okay.
So, Xehanort is there's as many Xehanorts as there are because of this in this game. Then, after. Well, okay. Actually, no. I need to before I do the big reveal. I need to give some context. So, for the past 3 or 4 games, there's been at least one scene where Roxas appears to Sora and goes, "Dude, it's fine that I died," and Sora goes, "No, it's not. Shut up, Roxas." So
I don't recall a scene like that existing in Kingdom Hearts 2. It was more like
No,
Roxas shows up and beats Sora up.
No, it was after that. Like there's a scene like that in there's definitely a scene like that in the Dream Drop Distance, and I feel like there was also one in which other game actually follows Sora? I forget. Recoded. Yeah, Recoded. I think Recoded might have had something with that because there was Data Sora, so Data Roxas might have existed too. I fucking forget. I don't know. Whatever. Point being, Roxas spent some time trying to convince Sora that it's fine that he's dead, and Sora said no. And Sora's main thing in this game in Kingdom Hearts 3 is not saving the world from God. It's not stopping Xehanort from freeing God. It's I want to resurrect Roxas. And near the end, they use the mannequin technology for Sora to force Roxas out. He got evicted.
Get wrecked, nerd.
So Roxas yeah.
Birth by Sleep retconned in that he was just Ventus to begin with, right?
No.
Wait, Ventus and Roxas aren't the same person.
No.
Because wasn't Ventus entirely written in as the explanation for why Sora is the only person whose nobody looks nothing like who he was as a living person?
Yes. Roxas and Ventus are different people. So they question this in the game. And Sora asks Vanitas about this. Because Vanitas looks exactly like Sora.
Yeah.
And Vanitas' answer is yes. And Vanitas' answer is just I am the shadow of you as much as I am the shadow of Ventus's heart. So why doesn't it make sense that I look the same as you? And Sora is just like, what? Which is the appropriate response. But basically,
okay. Now I wouldn't have had a problem with they make a new body for Roxas because it's Ventus and the whole deal. But then when you get into all the layers of Ventus, Vanitas, Sora, Roxas, all different kinds of things, and it's all trying to come up with an explanation for one goofy plot hole all the way back in Kingdom Hearts 2. But because they fell so in love with the character and the thing, it doesn't actually explain anything. And it's all just a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit!
yeah. But so the real answer that I could decipher for all of this stuff is because Ventus started crashing at Sora's body, in Sora's body, after Vanitas killed him pretty much. That's why Roxas looks the way he does, because Ventus and Sora's souls kind of merged. And then fuck Vanitas.
Fucking bullshit!
Like the Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game where Sora evicts all of the bombs living inside of his heart. All 4 of them. Because like he evicts he fucking out of everyone, this is the only one who,
What a story, Mark.
out of everyone, this is the only one who didn't need to get evicted. He left of his own volition. And then but yeah. So Roxas is back. They fight. So is Shion. She's just back. That one's not explained. I was going to say they explain, but no, they don't. The explanation is she just kind of showed up. So yeah.
Did Shion have an explanation to begin with?
Shion was a copy. They tried to make a mannequin of Sora, but fucked up, and instead somehow made a mannequin of Sora's memories of Kairi.
Right, which is separate from the actual. And Naminé is the nobody of Kairi, right?
Yes, like
Okay.
Shion is not supposed to exist just altogether. Shion doesn't have any real relation to Kairi. Naminé actually has a relation to Kairi. And the way Shion was set up, she was supposed to suck the life force out of Sora, but Sora was in stasis. So instead she sucked the life force out of Roxas, because Roxas was Sora.
Uh-huh.
And then she turned into Sora. That's an actual thing that happens in Days. Anyway. Yeah. Axel gets character development. He's funny. I also really like how there's a scene where everyone, aside from Roxas, because this was way before Roxas was resurrected, but everyone gathers at Yansid's place, and everyone just starts talking to each other, because everyone knows each other, and Axel just goes, "Wait a second, everyone in this room knows each other. What's going on? How does everyone know each other?"
Because it's Kingdom Hearts, everything's a fucking conspiracy.
Yes, like Axel was made into Deadpool a bit, because he doesn't explicitly break the fourth wall, but he's very fucking close. Like he fights Xemnas. He fights Xemnas, and Xemnas breaks his Keyblade, because Axel has a Keyblade now. And Xemnas breaks Axel's Keyblade, and Axel he starts threatening to Axel, and just summoning lasers and shit. And Axel just looks at him and goes, "I'm way too popular for this. Nobody X's Axel," and then he dies.
What a badass.
But I liked how immediately after he says that he just completely he's just made a bitch. Just that second he finishes the sentence. That was very funny. So yeah. And then there's the secret stuff, which sets up Kingdom Hearts 4. Sora has been deleted from this world because he saved Kairi.
That's gotta be pretty unpleasant.
Yeah, so now he's in a different world. That world is Final Fantasy. Not completely.
No, it isn't. No, the fuck it isn't.
The world is literally called Square, so and it looks very much like Basically, it looks like
Shibuya does not exist in the fucking Final Fantasy
it's not
universe.
Shibuya.
They look like people. This was found. They literally just put it in a neighborhood in Tokyo.
Yeah, the place is modeled after Shibuya, but that's what I was going to say. Like this is Nomura going. They won't let me make Final Fantasy into Kingdom Hearts anymore. So I'm just gonna have to put my Final Fantasy into my Kingdom Hearts now.
Getting Final Fantasy out of Kingdom Hearts was like one of his main goals with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, that failed. He's put Sid in and Leon and Neris.
Okay, we've seen them in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Not 4, 3. Like their appearance is not substantial, but they get voiced lines. Like they appear as characters for a while.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Tifa fucking kicking ass in the fight for Radiant Garden. But
it's not like the characters actually being relevant to the plot and getting to interact with the other characters.
No, they are.
You remember how Cloud was just running around in Hercules World in Kingdom Hearts 1?
Yeah.
And then what's his face? A half-blind dude was running around in Hercules World in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I also forget his name. That's in Twilight Town.
Yeah. Well, Twilight Town isn't a Disney World. There's no Disney characters in Twilight Town.
Well, there are now. Scrooge made a bistro.
That's nice.
So Twilight Town is just the new Traverse Town.
Yes, it seems like it. But yeah,
that's stupid.
Yeah. It seems, judging by Dream Drop Distance, it seems like they're gonna be switching between the two. So it's either Traverse Town or Twilight Town that you'll get this game, but you'll get one probably.
I doubt that. Traverse Town is not as Twilight Town is a bit edgier, and that's more Nomura's thing. I mean, just listen to the music. It's already a massive difference.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems fairly similar. Like it's still like a a cozy low key thing.
And Traverse Town is home to a variety of both Disney and Final Fantasy characters, neither of which Nomura wants anything to do with, whereas Twilight Town he can fill with all his OCs.
He's already done that with Traverse Town.
This is a continual quest so Kingdom Hearts, I've said this before, Kingdom Hearts started as Final Fantasy Disney crossover, but Tetsuya Nomura in charge has been trying to get as far away as possible from both Disney and Final Fantasy to make his own game, to make his own weird universe about keys and hearts and nobodies and the destiny of Axel, Xion, Roxas, Vanitas, Ventus, Aqua, Terra, Xehanort, fucking Iraq. Like, as soon as Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, you could tell the direction things were going. You just hoped it wouldn't get this bad.
Yeah, the Disney stuff seems there for the most part, and with what we've seen
Well,
of
it went
Kingdom
from
Hearts
being
4,
something that's actually involved to being something that's it went from the characters actually being involved with Sora and Sora kind of interacting with them and observing the world to let's take a detour into a Disney World for a moment, and we're going to just copy over the plot of that Disney movie, and then we can get back to the real plot.
I mean that was Kingdom Hearts 1 too. Like,
no, it wasn't. Kingdom Hearts 1, the meat of the plot, up until you get to the late stage, Maleficent is the main villain.
No, that is true, but I'm talking about the separate stages. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 Aladdin is just Aladdin, the movie. You know? So the Little Mermaid.
We'll see. I'll maybe I'm misremembering. You've played through the game more recently, but I remember it being Sora has a lot of interaction with those characters, and it's not just the movie plots copied over.
It is for the most part. Like the differences are just like, well, Jafar turns into the Jafar turns into a genie slightly differently. Because
I mean, Aladdin, I can tell you very much. They cut out a major meat of the plot because Aladdin never has the thing where he pretends to be a noble.
Yeah.
Like it's legitimately they fight through Agrabah. They chase Jafar into the Cave of Wonders. Jafar gets the lamp. He becomes the genie. They fight Jafar.
Yeah. Like, let me see what words there are in Kingdom Hearts 1.
We don't need to go through every world.
No,
man.
I
we don't
know,
need
I
it
know.
to,
We
don't need to dissect every individual element of the game.
I'm just trying to remember. Olympus Colosseum is the biggest fucking difference.
Olympus Coliseum happens after the main plot of the Hercules movie. The Hercules movie has already happened.
Yeah, like that's the biggest departure from the main plot that I remember. Because like Wonderland, you come in when Alice is sentenced, and then you're the one to solve the shit instead of them letting Alice free. I think, I forget. I haven't seen the movie.
Well, also Alice doesn't go free.
Yeah. And then Monstro is like Monstro is one scene dragged out. From what I remember.
Monstro is absolutely the biggest Monstro is a very funny one because Monstro is one where honestly it's a Disney world, but it has the Disney stuff is just there in the background.
Yeah.
Pinocchio is there, but by all means, Monstro is about Riku.
Yeah. And then Atlantica is just the Little Mermaid, from what I remember, but I might be mixing it up with the second game's level.
We don't have to go through every single level, man.
But yeah, like my point is, a lot of the worlds have always just been, here's the movie's plot. Sora has been fucking superimposed onto it.
He just got less relevant in the worlds as it went on.
That is
just
true.
Felt,
like
with each passing game, it felt more and more like the Disney worlds were less like they were actually designed to be like, felt less like they're important elements of the game and more like they are just, Nomura knows he has to put these in between his OC worlds. But all the important shit happens at Hollow Bastion or Twilight Town or the end of the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, even with Kingdom Hearts 2, you at least had the neat stuff of, like, the Organization 13. Like, with the first run through each world, you're going through the main movie's plot. But then the second run through of each world, it's like, oh, the Organization 13 guys have gone around and fucked everything up. Go fix everything, right?
Yeah, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Organization 13 guys are fucking up the like the Organization 13 guys are the reason the part of the movie is what it is for some reason. Generally.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
But yeah,
they should have just let Woody kill them all.
Yeah. That's funny you say it, because the Toy Story level is where they established the not Final Fantasy world. Like the entire thing is, I am 90% sure that Kingdom Hearts 3 came out before Final Fantasy 15, right? I don't remember.
I do not remember either. I don't think so.
I'm gonna check real quick. Because
I want to say Final Fantasy 15 was one of the earlier big hitters of the 8th gen.
2016 for Final Fantasy 15. And 2019 for KH3. Fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because the guy that they introduce and the world that they introduce is like, it just feels like, hey, we made promotional material, like in-house promotional material for the beta for Final Fantasy 15. And
evidently not.
Yeah, but apparently not. Like the guy, you can't fucking tell me that this guy is not just Beta Noctis Lucis Calum. Let me get a picture of him. It's proving a bigger issue than it should be. I like this. I'll read it in a bit. But yeah, there's a picture of the guy that they introduce.
Isn't that Riku?
No,
Okay, I
No,
don't care.
that's Final Fantasy, man. But the thing I was going to say is the funny title is the title for an article titled Kingdom Hearts 4. Yozoda may be Riku's replacement. Which would be weird considering the entire plot that they've set up so far is Riku is trying to find Sora in the city he doesn't know. Also, he's being stalked by I guess fake Riku.
I don't care.
But yeah. Now the big question here to me is what the fuck will they do with the Disney worlds? Because like a lot of I wanted to talk about one thing. Well, a couple things, but specifically one major topic, which is there were worlds that I obviously haven't seen the movie to because I stopped watching movies, but also the Disney stuff. Like around the time that a lot of the worlds that or whatever fuck on the time that the movies that a lot of the worlds are came out. So I didn't see Big Hero 6. I didn't see Frozen. What else did I not see? That's it. I think I did see Tangled, but yeah. And this was my first proper exposure to both of those. And fuck, I never want to see either of those movies now. Like, with Big Hero 6, the characters just felt there. And I don't mean that in the way that, you know, they were background characters. They were important characters. They just didn't feel interesting. And it's a thing of like, you know, maybe they were just written badly for the game, but considering how Sully and Mike were written well for the most part, when compared to their original movie, I'd say that they might be, you know, accurate to their movie counterparts. But yeah, so the Big Hero 6 kids just sort of were. So I wasn't really too interested in the world itself. And then Frozen was a fucking pain. Like, Frozen might be my least favorite level in all of Kingdom Hearts now. Because the level has two spots. Like the level switches between two states. It is either a maze or a music video.
Impressive.
And like, you know, discounting the whole overexposure to Let It Go and all that. Like, we didn't need all of the fucking song with two scenes of Sora and Goofy and Donald walking towards Elsa while nothing else changes about the scene. Like, it wasn't even in the actual scene where she sings. It was cut in. It was a post-production thing. And like, even the usage of the songs was bad because the other time that they have an entire music, or no, it is the entire music video of the or whatever, the entire scene of the song in the movie. But like, they have the scene where the Do You Want to Build a Snowman song plays, and while that scene is playing, Anna is giving exposition over it, and she's talking over the song, and you can't hear her. You can't hear her giving exposition, and you can't hear her doing the song either because audio mixing. And then once again, when it's not this, then it's just all right. So what if we made a 3-level maze, 3-level ice maze? All right, have fun. That world sucked. Like Tangled was mediocre, and I don't even know what other worlds there were. The toy box was fine. Like the one of the biggest problems with this game, in my opinion, was that the stages were a lot bigger because they could do that with the hardware, but they didn't need to be bigger. Like it doesn't really add anything to the game, in my opinion, that they're bigger. It just makes it so it takes longer for you to traverse and makes it takes longer for you to finish the level. And then I guess the other thing I wanted to point out that was lame in my eyes was in the combat. They made the combat more floaty and all that. Whatever. Just the evolution that you could see. But then those interactable those interaction prompts that you would get in 2, where you had to press triangle.
Yeah.
So those are gone, but there is a replacement. That's kind of like the form changing in Bird by Sleep, because that's what it is for some part. So you can have form changes. They brought that and shot luck back from Bird by Sleep. That's fine. It works. But then the thing that they replaced the special interactions with are called attractions, and they're just adaptations of Disney World attractions, and none of them are fun.
Yeah.
Like they deal good damage, some of them, but none of them are fun, and that's a problem, I think. And the gummy, I guess I'll hit that to close out. So they do have the gummy ship. It's a mixture of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2's gummy ship. So when they made it an open world thing for some reason. Well, a semi-open world thing. There's big areas that you can traverse, and then there's 3 separate maps that you can be on. But you can't go between maps. Well, you can't go between maps without going to the menu, whatever. So when you're just going through the world normally, then it controls like Kingdom Hearts 1. Mostly. And then when you get into a battle, then it controls like Kingdom Hearts 2. The gummy ship.
Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, like it could have been worse, Some of these get that it's not. And that's Kingdom Hearts 3. I enjoyed it more than what I was fucking bracing myself for. But the story barely, like the parts of the story that matter barely exist, and it is just setting up for Kingdom Hearts 4. So yeah, I think that's all I've done.
All right. Let's see. I did not do much.
Why not?
Well, we were finishing up moving.
Understandable.
Also waiting to get good internet put in. So yeah, good internet got put in on Thursday. The good fiber internet, and as a result, I did get to play around the last couple nights. I've been busy since the last time I talked to you guys. Well, I last talked to Addie yesterday, so. But I've been mostly busy going around doing things. My dad's birthday was on the 8th, and of course Christmas is coming up, so we're working on that. But either which way, I did get to put a little bit of time into playing streaming games, because that was a thing that I've had part of PS Plus for a while, but not really been able to get use out of because I've had spotty, shitty internet for well over a year now. If I had internet at all,
Yeah.
And yeah, having this fiber now, I can actually do that. So I put a bit of time into a couple old games. I put a little bit of time into Sly Cooper 1. Wanted to go back and play through Sly Cooper 1 properly this time with good internet, and actually go and get the unlockable moves now that, Addie, you've told me about their existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems important. So I'm going through and doing that, and it's Sly Cooper 1, fun, good game. Hard, because it came out in like 2001 or 2002, back when it was considered like, oh yeah, a game still has to have limited lives, and you die in one hit, you know.
I don't know.
As was
I didn't find it that hard once I got used to the rhythm of, all right, just get all of the coins so you can have 2 hits of free damage.
yeah, the horseshoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely have to get used to that, and that is absolutely also a game where you can doom spiral hard, because when you do use up a life and come back, it's not with a horseshoe.
Yeah.
And it being an old school platformer, there are some times where the edge of a platform is not super clear, and you get some deaths that feel a little bit unfair.
Yeah.
But either which way,
although weirdly enough, I feel like I've enjoyed Sly Cooper 2 less than I did 1.
I would entirely disagree, but I'm going to get to Sly Cooper 2 again when I get to it.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper 1, yeah, it's a solid game. I also put some time into Infamous 1. And boy, I think I've said this before last time I tried to stream that game, though now I'm actually succeeding at doing it. Infamous 1 highlights how difficult it is to actually be like Mr. Pure Good Superhero who doesn't kill anybody.
Yeah.
You will absolutely accidentally kill loads of bad guys and even a few innocent civilians.
Oh, absolutely. I remember stepping in puddles and killing multitudes. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
there goes my heroic run. It's gone. Down the gutter.
Well, I think everyone who's played Infamous 1 has had that one time where there's an enemy who is knocked down in a puddle and you go to restrain him, and instead you just kill him.
Outright.
Yeah.
What did he do to deserve it? We don't know, but he's gone now.
Any of the sewer levels where there's an enemy standing down in the muck and you just miss and shoot the water and it kills him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a fun game, though. It's janky. Because, I mean, it was like that. It's weird playing it because you can see bits of Ghost of Tsushima at a time.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's very nice it's definitely a very nice game that has aged mostly pretty well, I think. The visuals being a bit drab is, again, a product of their time, but still one of the noticeable issues. It's also really funny. I'm used to everyone's perception of Zeke from Infamous 2, right? And everybody loves Zeke in Infamous 2, right?
Oh, I don't.
Right.
I never loved Zeke.
Right, but Addy, you hate most things.
Yeah.
And most people.
Yeah.
But, like, Zeke in Infamous 1 is just the shits. He's just an awful person.
Yes.
Indeed.
I want to ask, because if you go down the good route, Zeke is all jealous and like, I wish I was worshipped like you, Cole. Does Zeke also second guess you if you go down the evil route, or does he go like, yes, Cole, yes?
That's a good question, because I've never done the Infamous 1 evil route.
Neither have I. I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to do a recorded playthrough for me to go all evil.
That's got to be different just because you go from restraining people to eating their souls.
Yeah.
That's such a weird interpretation of electricity powers.
Reject humanity, embrace Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Either which way, yeah, it's a fun, solid game. And other than that, I haven't really done anything with my week. If any of you guys did check the gaming Discord, which I still have blocked, and I'm going to continue to have blocked until Christmas time. But there was a big mod that just dropped for Total War Warhammer 3. I did go ahead and check it out while we were talking about Kingdom Hearts. And it was I just checked out the visuals, didn't get to check it out in depth. I want to wait for that until after the podcast is done, because simultaneously, for one thing, I can't really talk while doing that. It's easy for me to look at pretty pictures and talk, but actually playing the game and reading lore while talking, that's a little bit more difficult.
A little bit.
But yeah, I am excited to try that out as soon as we are wrapping this up. And that is, I believe, the extent of what I have done this week.
All right. Well then. Pink.
Multiversus didn't deserve Game of the Year award for the fighting game category.
Well, see, the issue is its competition, right?
You're not wrong there.
We got Sifu, a game which isn't a fighting game. We got JoJo's, a game that is a re-release of a several-year-old game. We got KOF.
But MK11 Ultimate also won Fighting Game of the Year.
We got KOF 15, a game which is probably good. I don't know. I haven't tried it, at least not yet. But it is extremely obscure for most people. I guarantee you most of the people who are watching the Game Awards went, King of Fighters, what the fuck is that?
It still doesn't work online, by the way.
Well, you know what? Actually, I'm probably super wrong about that because Terry.
Yeah, Terry.
Hey!
But
Terry Bogard.
But-
I always have to remind myself that now Terry's in Smash, which means people are aware of what King of Fighters is.
But yeah, you have to keep in mind that KOF 15 online still doesn't work.
Yes, that is a pretty brutal thing. Is a pretty brutal factor. And when you're comparing it to Multiversus, a game that is all online multiplayer and it works generally super well as long as your internet doesn't suck like mine did, then that reminds me, I need to start playing Multiversus again now that I have good internet. Ooh, the Superman combos are gonna get stinky tonight, boys. My God, I'm going to actually be able to dunk. Now I can't blame my internet. It'll just be my lack of skill.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what was the fifth fighting game? Oh, DNF Duel. Well, DNF Duel, okay, DNF Duel, a lot of people think is hilarious and a lot of fun to play because it's broken and jank. But I can see where also being broken and jank would disqualify you from the Best Fighting Game Award.
Possibly.
So, Multiverse is taking it. I mean, they're not going to set up a separate platform fighter category. And if they did, then most years it wouldn't even get entries. Like, we've got 3 years in a row, we've got platform fighters, and that's cool. It's a good time, but that's pretty unusual. Historically, it's just Smash and a few cheap, crappy knockoffs.
Very true.
Like, Multiversus is really the first non-Smash platform fighter to succeed. Ever. Which feels weird to say, because Smash is such a success story on its own, you know?
Yep.
Either which way, we need to play Multiversus sometime, or maybe just me, Pink, and Soon. Addy, you're not big on the game, right?
I mean, I can download it.
That was not a fucking song of high praise right there.
I guess if I have to. If you guys are already doing it, I might as well join in.
I mean,
I'll join in, but the
I
longer the session goes on, the closer the barrel of the gun gets into my mouth.
I genuinely think Pink hates the game more than I do, though. Because, I don't hate the game, I just find it to be unsatisfactory. But, that's it.
Really? Pink, you don't like Multiversus?
I'm not fond of Multiversus. I think they did a lot of things wrong. I tend to bash on it a lot harder than it's deserving because it gets so much hype. That's really the only reason I knock on it at all. To be quite honest.
I guess that's kind of understandable to a certain degree. You guys know I try to avoid the overexposure backlash thing, unless it's Witcher. If it is Witcher, then yes, I will absolutely backlash against the overexposure.
See, I played Rivals of Ether, and I thought their foundation was a lot stronger than Multiverses. I find there to be too many unappealing aspects of Multiverses.
You don't like getting carried off screen, huh, buddy?
I don't know. we'll see. I didn't like the what was it called? The decay, the strike decay if you hit a move too many times in a row.
Attack decay. Well, Smash has the same system. It's just less explicit.
Yeah, but from a visual standpoint, I find it very irritating to consistently see the attack decay flashing over your character. If they wanted to do it like Smash, where it's in the background and you don't notice it, that would have been completely fine with me. But the way they implemented it, I find it very unappealing.
Just use the same attack class.
Every
You
character has
sometimes
4
don't
moves.
have an option because you're very limited in your moves. If you miss all your air attacks when you're juggling up in the air, and then you come back down, what are the attacks you have at your disposal again? Well, you've got your basic ground combo, and then like your tilts, assuming they have tilts, because I don't remember. I'm not sure if they do or not.
They don't really. I don't believe they do.
I think there's an up tilt and a down tilt, or maybe it's just same.
Well, there's
on
up smash and down smash.
So they don't even have tilts.
There's neutral smash, up smash, down smash, and then if you go to the side, that's your combo.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't like where every match to me felt very samey. It's hit your combo, try to launch them up into the air, hit an air combo, then you're back on the ground, hit combo again. And if you miss your air attacks or don't get to launch it or mess up your specials or something, then you're often defaulting back into your basic combo. And because you're always defaulting into the basic combo, you're always seeing attack decay flash up on screen.
Okay, so I can't carry on this discussion much because I apparently am running out of battery on the earbuds.
Well, stop it.
Just real quick, I want to know this. What character did you play?
I played Wonder Woman. I played what's the dog's name?
Rain Dog.
Jake?
No. The green one.
Yeah, Rain Dog.
Jake's a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake. Well, he's some kind of weird putty dog, but yes.
Oh, I did not play Jake.
Oh, you did play Superman because do you have that on video?
Yes, I did play Superman.
I'm trying
I
to
think
think who
those.
else was on video.
I think those were the
To be
only
honest,
ones
I
had
think both of those
access to.
characters
No,
suck.
You also played whatchamacallit, what's her face from Steven Universe?
Garnet?
Yeah, Garnet.
Yeah. So I think that was the free rotation at the time. I did play Harley Quinn when she was in free rotation for a minute, and she was fun.
I entirely disagree. I think Harley Quinn is a pain in the ass to play.
She's all vertical, if I'm not mistaken.
She is.
Yeah, I found it fun because there was a lot of fun setup you could do with her.
I still have yet to find a
I
character.
like the quote-unquote smart characters where if you do something cool with them, it's because you planned for it to happen that way.
I guess that.
I like
And
carrying
most of the
people
time,
off the
I'm sucking ass, but when I get something cool to happen, it's like, oh yeah, I can just pat myself on the back now.
I like carrying people off the screen.
And then dunking them.
Yes.
Yes.
I have yet to find a character that I find fun in multiverses.
You know that part is Smash where you pick people up as Donkey Kong and walk off the stage with them, and it doesn't work as a strategy, but it's funny every time?
Yeah.
Superman is they looked at that and were like, what if it did work as a strategy, though? All right, I don't know if you guys want to keep talking, but I got to wrap it up over here because my earbuds
I'm
are
good with
running out.
wrapping it up. Pretty late.
Later.